Hello everyone, it's Jessica Michaels here with another layout for Creative Scrapbooker magazine and Therm web. So today I am showing you how to create a foil dipped title. So I've got these older title pieces that I have told myself that I am going to use up this year. So these are from an old hip kit and they're actually chipboard, and I decided to foil dip this title. So I'm using my embossing ink here. It comes in a little dabber, so you just dab that right on there, and then I'm taking a Vicky Bouton stencil with these little cute circles, and I am just dabbing that on the very top to create a nice little blended effect so it's not such a harsh line on my foil dip. And then I'm just sprinkling on some clear embossing powder here, and then I just tip off the excess and heat it up with my heat gun. This is a special heat gun, so make sure you have the right one for embossing. I have another one that's just made for simply drying mixed media and things like that. So this one is a heat gun especially formulated to dry that. You can see it is all shiny now at this point, so it is ready to apply the foil. I am heating up my laminator. I have the Fuse laminating system by Gina, and I'm pulling out some of her fancy foils here in the new lemon drop color. It's kind of like a nice yellowish green, and I am just taking out a piece of a craft and carrier sheet here and then just sandwiching my chipboard and my foil on top of the chipboard so that my colored side is facing up towards me. You want that color side facing you and the metallic side facing down. So there you can see it's come out of my machine. I kept that backing piece on there and everything came out just fine. I absolutely love how that turned out. I will definitely be using this technique in the future. Now for my background here, you can see I've pulled out a paper by Pretty Little Studio that's got lots of mixed media bits on it, and it quickly became overpowering for the sketch that I'm using, which should be on your screen now. And this is a sketch by Laura Rumble that I actually got from Instagram. Actually, one of my friends had shared it with me and I loved it so much I had to play along with it right away. So I'm using that today, and I'm just pulling out this Pretty Little Studios You Are My Sunshine collection and these photos of my baby girl from the spring of, I think, last year, if I remember right. I don't know. I had the date a little bit later. It's on my date stamp, but I can't remember offhand. But I've got these two photos of baby girl here, and I'm pulling out my Big Shot machine. You can see mine is well loved and the rubber is peeling off at this point, but she still works, so I'm going to keep using it. So I'm just running this die through. This die is a little cute scallop die by Hey Little Magpie. It's a company over in the UK, and I am just running this through with a bunch of the smaller papers from the small paper pad in that You Are My Sunshine collection. You see here I fast forwarded that for you so you don't have to watch me cut out every single one. I'm going to fast forward actually again here in a second so you don't have to watch me stick down each one, but I have pulled out this little scrap because I thought this scrap here would be perfect to add another layer to my photos here, and I'm just attaching all of these layers with some of the easy tear tape. This is the 1/2 inch size. It's my favorite size. It's super durable, so it has a really nice stick to it, and I know that that's not going to go anywhere after I tack this down. So I've got my layers attached there. I'm just going to lightly attach my little border strips here with my tape runner. This is the Memory XL tape runner. It's pink. It's super compact and small, easy to refill. I absolutely love these tape runners. I cannot say enough good things. It literally takes like a second to refill them whenever they run out, and it's amazing. So I'm just lightly attaching because I want to do some machine stitching. So I busted out my brother's sewing machine here, and I did my machine stitching across each little border strip to give that some added dimension. And then I'm just going to start embellishing from this point. So I've got that Pretty Little Studio collection out. I did add this little sticker that says every summer has a story, and it's actually photos from the spring. But you know what? I figure, hey, spring is prep time for summer, right? So this goes totally well with this layout, and it's perfectly fine. I just thought it was super sweet, and we did have a story that day because I kind of like dressed her up and got her looking all cute, and we were just having a farm day that day. So we were just out with the cows and just playing about, and getting our barn situation in order and all cleaned up. And she was just out and about and just walking in her bare feet because she would not keep shoes on her feet at that point. So we were just having a nice little heyday, if you will, and just enjoying the spring weather. It was a fairly cloudy day, but it was actually really pretty when that sun broke through those clouds. It was such a gorgeous day. So it was a really nice day, and we had a lot of fun that day. So I thought every summer does have a story, and spring leads to that summer story, so I'm using it. So more easy tear tape on that layer to attach my photos directly to my page. I'm not going to pop those photos up this time. Usually I would with some 3D foam tape, but I didn't want to add any dimension to my photos because I have my chipboard there that's going to overlay onto my photos themselves. So it would have been a little bit difficult to adhere that title down and keep everything kind of flat if I would have had my photos popped up. So I've got my title on there. Doesn't that foil look so pretty? I just love how that turned out. I cannot wait to do that again because I absolutely love doing that technique and how it turned out. So I am just grabbing some more embellishments from this kit or collection and just adding little bits and pieces at this point. I love the little clouds. I haven't used them yet on layouts. I used some of the plain not plain. They didn't have writing on them. They had just patterns on them. I've used some of those from this collection. I think I've actually used most of those up, but these ones have words and I haven't used them yet. And it just went perfect for this layout because it was a cloudy day. But when that sun peeked through, oh, just so gorgeous. And that's kind of one thing I love about spring is that when that sunshine just peeks through, and it just creates such beautiful weather here in Pennsylvania when the sun is actually out, and then it can dry up all the mud. I call our spring here mud season because it's when all the snow melts and then you're just left with the muddy mess. But when the sun actually comes out and peeks through, it's just so gorgeous. So I've got these little photo corners that I'm popping on here as well. These are the dusty photo corners. They're a black sparkle. They were still in the Therm shop. They were on the sale page. So if you're looking for those, check the sale page because they were pretty cheap the last time that they were on there. I've got some little border pieces here or little banner strips I'm going to add. I just want to keep to my little color scheme here, keeping to that kind of rainbow design. And I'm just going to add some coordinating colors on these banners to my little border strips just to give them a little extra pop. And I'm going to use these flowers on here as well. These are actually the last 3 flowers I have from this collection. I need like a whole pack of just florals because I love using flowers on spring and summer layouts, and I need just like a whole pack of them. So I'm going to have to figure something out on how to make some to match these pretty papers using some of my little flower dies that I got. But that's another day. For now, let's just finish this layout up. I'm going to pop up some of these little embellishments with some 3D foam squares. These are also by Gina Designs, sold by Therm, and I love these foam squares. They peel off that backing so easily, and they're easy to work with. So I've got 2 different sizes here, the small ones and then the 1/2-inch size ones, I believe they are. I think it's a 1/4 and a 1/2 or something like that. And so I'm using those today. I've got some of my wax twine. I recently got a big pack of different colored wax threaded twines, and I wasn't sure that I liked them because they didn't seem very good for manipulating and kind of maneuvering where I wanted to. But then I figured out with that wax coating on there, you can just kind of like run the strands between your fingertips or between your fingernails, and it smooths right out. So I was worried about them having crinkles in them from being wrapped up, but it smooths right out. And then once I figured that out, I was like, oh, well, this is easy to work with this, and I actually really like this. So I'm just gluing down the little tails and my little tassels here that I've added just with some of the mixed media glue. So this is the iCraft mixed media adhesive. It's a permanent adhesive and it is liquid, so it goes on very nice and smooth, and then it dries clear. But I've found that this one works better for me in my projects. I actually recently bought it to make a Valentine's Day tractor box for my son for school, and I wanted a nice strong glue, and that was the perfect glue to use. It it bonds any porous to porous surface or porous to non-porous surface. So it's really good for adhering things like I was doing, which was bonding my cardboard to a painted surface. So it worked really well to help those pieces stick together since they were different textures, and the one was like a glossy finish. So it held up really well, and I'm actually enjoying using that in my scrapbooks now as well. And it worked perfectly for that twine because of that wax coating on there. Here, I'm just layering these little flowers. I'm going to add some white thread behind those and tack those down with some glue dots and 3D foam squares. So I wanted them to pop up off the page, but yet the glue dots in themselves help that thread stick to the flower and to the page, and it's a really strong hold with the glue dots. I call them dots, but these ones are actually called Zots, not to be confused. I bumped my camera there, sorry. And yeah, so the Zots you just apply there using the strip. I think it's easiest to just stick on there directly to the glue dot your embellishment or your canvas flare or whatever you're wanting to adhere. Stick it directly onto the dot on the paper and then peel it off, kind of using your fingernail to work it off of the paper, because sometimes they want to stick fast to the paper and they don't want to come off. But if you just kind of stick your embellishment to the paper and then peel it off that way, it seems to work a little better. I've got a little bit more thread here to do, and then I think this is the last one that's getting thread. I'm going to pop that there. Nope, this is the last one. Sorry. I've got this last little flower here. And again, this is going to use up my little flowers in this collection. So I've got to figure something else out to add some little flowers, but I'll probably have to bust out my little floral dies. I have some really small ones like these, and I'm excited to try them out again. I've used them on one layout so far, and I'm going to have to get them out and play with them again. And then the last thing here that I'm going to add is a few of these little colored stitches. These are little clear stickers. They just look like stitches. I know I've already added white stitches to my border strips, but I wanted some little color ones on here too. So I'm just going to add a few of these kind of scattered about on the page just to fill this in, add a little bit of interest, and add a little bit more color. So this is the pink one. It's going on the very top, and that's going to do it for this one. So super easy today. I did swap it out for a white background because the other one was a little bit too busy for me. So I really, really love how this ended up. And I love that foil dip title. So I hope I've inspired you guys to create something. I hope I've taught you something today. And I hope you've enjoyed this process. So thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.